Hello everyone, my name is Jazz, and in this video we're going to cover the fundamentals of shotgun aim and some ways you can practice your own shotgun aim. Most of this is like practicing with your friends, but you can do some of this as well on your own. Whenever I get students asking about how to improve aim, I usually first ask if they're talking about shotgun or AR aim, because problems with shotgun aim usually come from not using your movement well enough, while AR aim works completely different, which I might talk about in another video. Alright, yeah, let's hop into it. So you might be wondering, what do you mean using your movement to aim? And I'm actually going to start with showing a couple of examples. So yeah, stand still right there, H2. I'm joined by H2, by the way. He's one of my good friends. He's got get sessions with me every week. So as you can see, right now I'm aiming too far to the left. So if I shoot like this, and using your movement basically just means that you kind of use a general direction, like kind of a global direction with your movement, and then making minor adjustments with your actual aim. So with either your right thumbstick or with your mouse, depending on what you're using. So as you can see right now, I'm aiming too far to the left without touching my right thumbstick or without touching my mouse, except to shoot. I can basically get my aim on his head, right? I can jump and let the aim fall on top of him. So that's one example. I'm going to show another, a bit of a better example in my opinion. Once H2 responds, over here. Yeah, once you are ready, stand still again. Alright, so this is an example I show off a lot. So when you run a circle, it doesn't matter if you do right or left, as long as basically the moment I jump, I look towards him and I look too far to the left, so I look that direction on purpose, because I know that my aim, because of my movement, is going to go to the right. So I'm basically letting my aim like naturally go to the right. And that way, I'm using timing instead of my aim to shoot. Obviously, in real games, people are not standing still, so you have to make minor adjustments with your actual aim. Once H2 comes in, I'll kind of show what I mean. We're going to do a quick little fight where we've done this one before, right? You know how we fight this one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Alright, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so as you can tell, because he's moving, I have to make minor adjustments with my right thumbstick, which it's kind of tiny flicks. So if I do this and I see he's a little bit lower or a little bit higher or a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right, I'll just flick a little bit. It's not important. You don't need to be insane in flick shots or anything. It's mainly just making that minor adjustment just to get the aim on his head. Alright, so that's basically the concept of using your movement. I kind of want to show one more thing over here. For this, you can practice with your friends. I don't recommend doing this a lot. It's mainly just to show the concept. Yeah, turn aim assist off if you're on controller. Yeah. You turning it off, H2?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Where is it? It's down here. Alright. You'll see why I'm turning it off in a sec here. Alright, yeah, align it exactly with my head. You good?
Yeah.
Alright, so now we're basically only going to move to the left and to the right. No jumping, no crouching. And then we're basically just going to use timing to hit our shot. It's basically nothing else. No aiming down sights either. This is not too interesting of a fight. It's mainly just kind of get the idea. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and oh yeah, make sure you're standing up all the way up against the wall. As you can tell, I'm basically just moving left and right, and using your timing to hit shots. You can shoot back. Don't worry. I won't be offended. And the reason I have aim assist off, by the way, is because otherwise we would not be directly on top of each other. If I go to the right, then the aim would kind of move like this. So yeah, that's why I turn aim assist off. If you're on controller, by the way, I recommend turning your aim assist off when you're practicing. So, do you have aim assist off?
Yes.
Just because that way you get even better aim when you, basically once you turn it back on. Also, mainly for shotgun aim, because you don't need aim assist that much. You'd be surprised if you learn how to use your movement correctly. We're gonna do one here without aim assist. I hope I don't get embarrassed, but you guys will see that it might. That it's basically it's not that important to have aim assist. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm missing on my shots, man. Yeah, I haven't done this in a while. So the funny thing is, if you practice with your friends, you'll notice the first like 2 to 3 fights, you basically miss like a lot. I remember in our session a while back, remember that we missed a couple, and then you start hitting more and more shots the more you kind of practice these. And then once you feel like you're hitting a lot of shots, you turn aim assist back on. And then once you turn aim assist back on, you feel absolutely incredible when you actually get into games, just because you've practiced it using your movement. Because trust me, if you don't use your movement and you have aim assist off, you will hit 0 shots. Unless you're very, very slow, you kind of just do it like this. But yeah, turning aim assist off on your own controller is huge. Another big tip I can give you if you're on either controller or mouse and keyboard is turning your reticle off. So like this right here. This right here. Right now I've got aim assist and reticle off, so it's gonna be really hard to hit my shots. Usually I recommend, if you're on controller, like one of the two. Don't do both unless you want to get absolutely insane. Maybe if you first practice with reticle off, and then if you feel like you're comfortable hitting your shots with reticle off, then turning aim assist off as well. I've never tried it, but I think it could be really, really beneficial. You never know. And if you're by yourself, what I recommend doing is hopping into Team Rumble, and then just don't worry too much about building. Basically, just try to hit people with your shotgun. Just land on someone, shotgun them. If you die, that's fine. You can just respawn. No worries. Yeah, and yeah, I think I've covered most of it. I want to cover one final thing. Common mistakes people make when they miss a lot of shots is basically when they shoot and then jump, or when they shoot and jump at the same time. So if they either do this, or if they do that and then jump. This does basically two things. Number one, it messes up your aim, and second thing is that jump is basically more of a panic button, where like you shoot and then like I don't want to get hit. What's better is to do it at the top of your jump, just because it kind of creates that calmness in your shot and you'll hit better shots. Another thing is when you jump, you're very vulnerable because your movement is very predictable. Like when you're on the floor, you can crouch, you can go side to side, but when you jump, you're basically stationary, as in the direction that you're going. There's only one spot that you're going to land, basically. So you can either use this to your advantage when someone else is jumping. So like, yeah, jump. You can basically see where he's going to land, yeah? No matter what direction he goes. So because of that predictable movement, it's very easy to basically line up the shot. Which is why actually a lot of times when people are sniping, like good snipers, they'll wait for someone to jump, and then the moment they jump, I'll wait for you to come down. I'm not sure if I will hit my shot, but it's not that important. Land a little bit more further away. Yeah, further off. So like, yeah, usually when people are sniping, good snipers, it's a little bit off topic, but it's just something that is kind of similar. So like, yeah, just kind of like run how you usually would run in a game. So like run, but like to the side. So like go towards the. Wait, there's no west or east or what the heck? No compass. Yeah, go to your left. Yeah, so usually kind of people would zigzag and they kind of jump, and the zigzag part is really hard to predict. But when someone jumps, it's basically you know exactly where they're gonna land. Right there, a miss, but you know that they're gonna land basically. So this guy's right there.
Just hit your shot.
It's really close. Sorry, missing, but I think you guys get the idea. When you watch any pro player, a lot of the time they'll wait for someone to jump. Cloaksy is an example that comes to mind. He even said it last in his stream, I think not too long ago. It's like jump, and he jumped and boom, headshot. Insane snipers will do this. For a sec. So that's kind of why you want to make sure you kind of jump a little bit smarter in gunfights. So come over here again, shotgun. So when you are considering jumping, and then it's funny like talking about it like that, because usually you don't consider jumping, but the closer you are to someone, the better a jump is, because it messes up their camera angle. So as you can see right there, like when he jumps, he's basically going all the way across my screen, and especially when he jumps over me, right? Like, it's really hard to track him. But when someone's further off, it basically makes your movement more predictable and a little bit less good. So try not to bunny hop. Like, don't just do this the entire time. Make sure that if you jump, you also shoot, because of that fact that you're more vulnerable. You wanna return fire in the air, as well as what I said earlier about using your movement to jump, because or your movement to aim. Sorry, not your movement to jump. Alright, I think that's basically it. I just wanted to mention one last thing, because it's similar to using your movement, except with sniper. So yeah, stand over there, just stand still. It's kind of my final thing I want to mention. So when you're sniping, using your movement is really, really good as well. Because when you use your right thumbstick or your mouse, it can get kind of shaky or flicky, because it can go up and down, stuff like that. When you use our movement, so if you could just go to the right or to the left, it's really smooth, and it's really good for minor adjustments. So if you aim down and you see that it's over there, just moving a little bit to the right, boom, he's on his head. Instead of having to like try to aim it with your right thumbstick or with your mouse, which is going to be a lot harder, because it's a lot less smooth. So like just doing that is really nice if you want to hit more shots with your sniper. Alright, yeah, cool. I think that was basically it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.